Hello, Angela here. Hope you're all well, and welcome to the YBMB show. And as those of you who've been watching it for the last few weeks know, that we come here live on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday at midday. And on Mondays, we talk about body transformation. On Wednesdays, we talk about upgrading your mindset. And on Fridays, we talk about business. And I've had some wonderful guests on. And periodically, I just sort of do a bit of a live myself to talk to you about some things that I've been being asked about. And so today is one of those days I want to talk about body. And I have done a couple of things in the last couple of weeks. One is to have a photo shoot, which I tend to do at the end of a season with YBMB, where the people that have been on the season, they have amazing results, in terms of body transformation. And so I take them along to a photo shoot, and we did this prior to lockdown, I would add, and got some, lovely images. But at the same time as getting those images, what I also did was I had my full body medical. I always do that at the end of the year. And I got the results from the medical as well. And it's really that I want to talk to you about today. Because I think with YBMB, many people have asked me about it. Is it a business program? Is it a fitness program? They've seen that, I'm a qualified PT. And people ask me, which of these is it? And I always say, well, it's a peak performance program. And I firmly believe that you have to get the fundamentals right first, in terms of a strong body, a strong mindset. And then after that, you can go ahead with those foundations now in place and achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And if that's a business, then great. Obviously, I've been in business for many years, and I've experienced lots of things in business. This is the third recession I've experienced, and I can give a lot of advice on that. And we have a blueprint that people use very successfully. And I tend to be able to ask questions that people have not thought about before, which really sort of send them off in a new direction very often. So it could be a business. It could be that you want to get ahead in your career. So we've got some real, high performers, high flyers on our program who actually work for other businesses. So they're the sort of the intrapreneur, or they are the professional in a large lawyer company, or, a law firm, or a big bank or something. Or it could well be people that just want to make an impact. Maybe they have a big project that they want to move forward. So that's what YBMB is about. But I want to talk to you today about the body side, and the fact that it is not all about aesthetics. Much as it's nice to have a fit body, nice muscle tone, a six pack, and everything else that people sort of talk about and, very kindly compliment me on. And of course, it's nice to have that. And we want to have that because it's nice to feel strong, and effectively to realize that you can age backwards, and that no matter where you are, your best years can very much be ahead of you and not behind you. And I absolutely know that. But what's also important about this, more important than anything, is what's going on in the inside. And it was when I received that medical report that I realized that this was something that I really wanted to talk more about, because you can see on the outside what happens to a body once you start eating properly, consuming more water, sleeping properly, working out, and all of that. Of course, you can see that there is a physical transformation. And it isn't just about becoming lighter, and losing body fat. It is so much more than that, because what you can't see is what's going on the inside. But what you can be pretty sure of is if good things are happening on the outside, if your skin is changing, if your muscle tone is improving, things like your hair and your nails are better, you get a better glow in your eyes, you're sleeping better, then good things you can be pretty sure are going on the inside. But you don't know, do you? Because you can't really see. And so that's what I would say is the point of going and having a fitness medical once a year, because it will tell you for sure what's going on. And one of the things that I picked up from somebody that I follow, Peter Diamandis, what he said is, part of longevity and aging backwards and living a long, long life, I mean, his belief is, accidents aside, if we look after our bodies in the way that we could do, that our life expectancy is about 156, can you believe? And there's actually a book called My Plan to Live to 156. But what he says is, don't die from something stupid. And what he means by that is that, there are things that we can pick up that if we'd have only known, that we could address. And that is obviously preventative medicine. And I've been having annual checkups for, I think it's about 7 or 8 years now. since I turned 50, where I've been having a real full, extensive annual checkup. And I wanted to tell you about that first of all. And obviously that costs some money. So once I've told you about that, then I'm going to tell you some of the simple things that you can do to just see what's going on inside your body. Because, you know, like I say, you can see the great things that are happening on the outside. You can't see what's going on always on the inside. So with the medical, for the last few years, I've been going to a company called Preventative, and they're based in central London, and they have different grades of medical that you can select. And you can spend anything from a few hundred to a few thousand. But if you think about how much you would spend on a holiday or a training course, then I think that puts it into context. And we're talking about your body, your one and only body here, your one and only life. So why would you not want to invest what money you do have into that as a priority? And what they do in that medical is they start off by taking all of your vital statistics. So obviously they take your height and your weight, but they look at your hearing and your eyesight, but then they take a full range of all your bloods. So every single blood count that they can take. And obviously the blood is our life force, and it gives the key markers of what's up and down. So they will look into all of your bloods and be able to sort of pinpoint anything. They'll obviously look at urine specimen, a specimen of your stool, and then they will get you to do a physical test. So they will test your breathing and your heart rate, and then if you want to pay for it, they do a complete full body MRI scan. So they scan everything from your brain, all of your head, neck, throat, chest, all of your organs, all the way down to your tiptoes. They do a physical check. So you know, a female gynecological check, men, they check all of your bits and pieces and make sure your prostrate's okay and all of that. They'll check all your skin. And basically you come out of there knowing that you've had a complete and utter service, really. And then they give you a full written report. It's not just the physical either. They do interview you as well about your psychological state, the amount of stress that maybe you've encountered. They talk to you about stress related measures and things that you can do to keep your stress under control. And they talk about lifestyle and things like that in terms of whether you're smoking, drinking, the sorts of foods, how much vegetables you're eating and everything. But you come out of there with a complete full indicator of, firstly, what your baseline is, what your status is, and secondly, an indicator of how you could maybe change your habits, really, your eating habits, your exercise habits to improve things. With my own personal one of the things that was really brilliant for me is that I discovered about 4 years or 5 years ago, I think it was, that I had something called hemochromatosis, which was, you would never know about it, but it can actually be fatal if you leave it to build up. And what it is, it's your blood actually absorbs more iron than it really needs. And so on the one hand, it can give you lots of energy and you can feel super strong. But on the other, if you allow that to build up, then you can get iron overload in your brain, in your liver, in your organs, and it can be fatal. And once you know about it, then you really have to make sure that your iron levels stay under control. And the last thing you would want to be doing, for example, is taking iron supplements. The other important thing about that, so once I found out about it, I give blood anyway, but I made sure that twice a year at least I'm giving blood, because it's great quality blood, but it's just my body itself absorbs too much iron. And so a way around that is to make sure if you keep giving blood, then that's how I've managed to keep it under control, and it's normal iron levels, a little bit high, but normal iron levels. And if I'd not known about that, that could have really built up, and it could have caused me all sorts of problems in later life. And the other important thing about that is it's hereditary as well. So it turns out, because I definitely would have inherited it as a gene, a particular gene, I would have inherited it from one of my parents. So both mum and dad, lost my dad now, but both mum and dad got tested and it came from my mum's side. So it turns out my mum had hugely high levels of iron. So now she has to have her blood taken on a regular basis, and that keeps it under control. It turned out as well, as a result of me knowing this, that my brothers then got tested. One of my brothers has it. And of course, my children will be tested as well. So this is what we mean by don't die from something stupid. If there is something that, you could easily manage, but yet if you didn't manage it, it could be fatal. You want to know about it, don't you? You want to address it. So the other thing is, it checks out my brain and my heart. And, my poor dad had an issue with his one of his valves in his heart, and you know, we lost him in 2019. But that's one of the things that also they were able to photograph down all of my valves and check that they were all running clear and everything like that. So that, you know, I haven't fortunately inherited that. So these are the things that you can find out when you have a completely full and extensive medical. So I would highly recommend it. Those of you who do have some available money to do that. There's a picture that's just come up here now, which I wanted to show you, Alex, actually to illustrate my point. So in the same week where I went and had that photo shoot, and there's the raw unedited version by Matt Marsh, you know, and I'm very pleased with the image, and, you know, that's exactly how I look when I'm posing with the right light and everything. But I think what I wanted to show on the left is the other things that it shows you, that what's really important is not so much how you look, although it's great, but what is actually going on in terms of your body composition. And as you can see there, my weight was 50 kgs, but he says it's excellent, but it's only excellent insofar as the composition. So you can be skinny fat, you can feel weak, you can have, you know, high blood pressure, whatever. It doesn't matter that you're 50 kgs. What matters is what's going on inside and what your composition is. And as it says in that picture there, you know, the fat mass is only 8.3. So basically the percentage body fat is very low at 16.7, very low liver fat. You know, it was very low visceral fat inside. So not much fat inside my body around organs, which can be dangerous. And so overall, you know, basically, as he said, there was extremely good and, you know, fighting fit at the age of 58. So I wanted to illustrate that because that's, you can take that photo, Dana, thank you. Because that's really what you can find out when you go and have a medical. It's important to know that it's not just your outside, but it's your inside as well. And that's what the YBMB program is all about. It's about helping you achieve the strongest, fittest you as an individual. So you can go on and do whatever it is that you want to achieve. Now, I went to Preventative for a few years. I've actually just done the most recent one at the a clinic in Harley Street, which I can put the link on the notes here. But, and there are all different variations. So I would suggest that even if, you know, it's obviously funds are tight, but if you can afford it, at least go and get a full blood check and go from there, and then maybe save up and have a medical every couple of years. The younger you are, the less pressing it is. But I still believe, you know, both my children have had a full blood check, and I would at least say to do that. So obviously that's sort of the ultimate in terms of checks, but there are things that you can do that cost no money, that you can do on a regular basis, maybe monthly, weekly, or daily, which will help you to know what's going on in the inside. So I want to talk about those now. So if we sort of work down the scale in terms of sort of money that you have to spend, firstly, I would say sleep. Knowing about your sleep. In fact, before I talk about sleep, I'll just finish off the blood thing, because you may also have seen that there are many options now for you just to do a regular blood count test. And that means that, you know, you can subscribe, and there are companies like Bionic, for example, which I'm going to have a closer look at, where they will take your blood every 2 months, and then they will prescribe a mixture specifically for you of vitamins and minerals, which you can just sort of take in powder form. And then, you know, that gets all of your balance in your blood as it should be. And then they will come back again 2 months later and they will check again. So something like that. There's many other sort of blood count specialists that you can do and subscribe to, and that will get it checked for you. But other things then to look at, where you know you can pay some money for, but it's worth it, I think, is this Aura ring. I use this here, and what this does is it actually monitors a lot of things that go on in your body every single night. You wear it while you're asleep, and it's able to monitor your heart rate, your resting heart rate. It knows when you fall asleep. It knows what sort of sleep you're having. You know, whether it's deep sleep or sort of REM sleep or very light sleep. It can tell when you're waking up. And so consequently, it can tell how rested you are. It will also monitor your body temperature. And so what it will say to you is things like, right, great, you know, this morning, you've had a great night's sleep, your resting heart rate was really low, your temperature was perfect, and, you know, you had lots of deep sleep and you're ready, go smash it, go and work out. Alternatively, it may say to you, like it said to me on Friday, it said, you didn't sleep very well last night, you woke up 2 or 3 times, you didn't get much REM sleep, your temperature was slightly elevated, and your resting heart rate, it didn't actually start to rest until quite late on into your sleep cycle. And so consequently, it says, take it easy today, don't necessarily go mad training, maybe just do gentle walk. So these are things that can just monitor what's going on. And if I'd have seen my temperature elevated for a few days, probably would have been forewarned that there was something else and would have gone and got, a COVID test or whatever. So the other thing that this tests, not just your sleep, but it looks at your readiness in general. It looks at based on how you're recovering from your workouts, what your heart rate variability, etc. It will work out, how much you ought to be exerting yourself day by day. So it's a good guide like that. And it also sort of monitors your activity, not just your steps, but all your workouts, and also, the activity that I'm doing here now talking to you. So it takes into account all of your activity, and it will actually let you know if maybe you need to jump up and sort of do a bit more action. So that's the Oura Ring. There are other things like it. I had the Whoop band I wore for quite a while. I found that a bit fiddly, to be honest, but that was also very good at telling you about heart rate variability and sleep and things like that. So you can get these devices and wear them, and they start to tell you what's going on. And I think that's the key. The other thing that I really like is the Muse band. I use that for meditation. You wear it across here, you do your meditation, and they give you all sorts of soundscapes and things. So it's not really so much that, it's more that what this thing does is it measures your brain waves. It measures when you are properly in relaxation and staying totally calm, and thereby getting the benefit of the meditation. And when you are actually, you have a very active mind, it's going up and down, and maybe you've not been as calm as you could. And what I like about the Muse band, excuse me, is that it gives you sort of challenges. So you can spend time as you go along during the week and the months, and obviously you try and build up a streak of meditations that you don't break. I've actually achieved a 61-day streak, and then I just forgot one day. It's so annoying because to get back to the streak is frustrating, but it's also they gamify it a little bit. And so it means that you really can firmly ingrain your meditation habit into your day. And not just that, it means that you can start to train your brain to stay calm. You can get it into a calm state quickly. It also enables you to slow your own heart rate down. If you really focus, it monitors your heart rate. Sorry, I just need to take a sip. It monitors your heart rate and enables you to slow that down just by using your mind. So really like the Muse band for that. So that's another sort of wearable device, if you like. And then we come on to things that really don't cost any money at all. And a lot of this is, the apps that you get free on your phone. And I just wanted to run through a few of those as well. And in particular, talk to you about, and you can you can pay the upgraded version of a lot of these, but you don't have to. So for example, MyFitnessPal, you can plug into that what you're eating, and it will tell you if you're getting sufficient macros, sufficient protein, carbs, healthy fats. It will tell you if you're having too much processed food, too much salt, too much, that's going to impact your cholesterol, etc. So that's a really great place to start with your baseline. Even if you're not trying to lose weight, it's not just about losing weight and getting a six-pack. It's very much about monitoring what's going into your body, the quality of the fuel, the quantity of the fuel that you're putting in. You can record your water, etc., and it will remind you about that. So MyFitnessPal is good. The Steps app on the Health app on the Apple phone, and there's a version of it for Android as well. That will tell you how you're moving. Now, what gets measured gets done. And for sure, I didn't do anywhere near as many steps as I do now when I wasn't measuring it. But now, it's a firmly ingrained habit of about 10,000. If I don't do 10,000 one day, I will make it up the next day. I will do a little bit more stepping in the house. Maybe I'll jump up and down the trampoline or whatever. But, it makes you mindful of these things. And all of this helps towards a fit and healthy body. Other things is there's a free app called Sleep Cycle. So if you don't want to buy, the Oura Ring, for example, you can get the Sleep Cycle app. You can just put that on before you go to sleep, and it will tell you a similar thing. It will tell you what your sleep was like, how much sleep you're getting, your average, your regularity. And sleep is so critical for recovery. I think that we very much for the last sort of 20 years or so really underestimated the importance of sleep. But now we know just how critical it is, and you should get as much of it as you possibly can. Another one which still, and I have no idea why, causes debate and is contentious is about daily tracking of your weight. I mean, why anybody thinks that, tracking your weight is obsessive, I mean, it's just a complete and utter joke, I think, because, is it then obsessive to check what's in your bank account, for example? No, I don't think it is. We need it. This is our one and only taxi. Why would we not look after it? And one of the indicators is you do not want, unless you want to happen with your body what you want to happen with it. Don't just let it all go and let, whatever happens. So if you weigh yourself, so you get up, you brush your teeth and you step on the scales, and just check, what's happening with your body. Is it going slightly up? Is it going slightly down? Where do you want it to go? Do you want to maintain it, which is where I am? So you just want to maintain it. That isn't obsessive. That is healthy. That is making sure that you're eating a really healthy quality combination of foods, and that you are, what's happening with your body. So weighing yourself every day is a really, really great way of starting your fitness if you haven't already, because then you know what's happening. And this is and I'm not talking about obsessive in terms of it must go down every day. If you're not looking to lose weight, that's fine. You may be someone who's trying to build muscle and put weight on. Another thing to measure with your body is your measurements. Again, you may be wanting to change your body shape, which is fine, but it may well be that you just don't want to put any more around your middle. It may be nothing to do with aesthetics. You may be quite happy having a big middle, but it is to do with health. And, for sure, if a doctor is asking you, they will look around your middle and they won't want you carrying excess fat around your middle, because that will indicate you've got excess fat around your organs, which is unhealthy and dangerous. So, just taking your measurements around your waist, around your arms, around your legs once a week or once a month, is also a good thing. Another thing is to take photos of yourself, front, back, and side. And it's amazing. And if you do that once a month, you can actually see what's happening with your body. And all of these little metrics are far from obsessive. What they are is a way of taking control, of taking responsibility, I should say, for our own physical health. So these are just some of the metrics that I wanted to take. Was there anything else I wanted to mention to you? I think, really, besides that, it's just having a general awareness that, we have got so much potential with this body of ours. I mean, what stuns me when people come onto the program, the YBNB program, and it's probably taken them 50, 55, maybe 60 years to actually get to where they've got. And that's by really sort of not being particularly mindful, not knowing about some of these things, not having the tools to have a fit and healthy body. And then they can get impatient, within 1 or 2 weeks, they're wondering why they've not lost a load of weight. And then they're shocked, in 6 weeks when they have done. But as I say, when you are getting to, say, for example, you're 55, and people have this illusion that, well, I'm 55, I can't lose weight now. I wish, when I was 18, I could eat what I wanted. What people don't understand is you can't compare yourself as a 55-year-old to an 18-year-old. And this is nothing to do with hormones or age. What it's to do with is that 18-year-old has not had another 40 years of going to parties, of being in a slight surplus, of boozing up with their mates, of going out on holiday, of having Christmas and then not, compensating for it after Christmas. Give them another 40 years of that, and then they will be struggling to lose the weight and eat anything, as we say. It's nothing to do with age, it's about lifestyle. And the brilliant thing is, what I mean about your body, is that you can reverse aging. You can actually get a grip of your lifestyle, and your poor body just says thank you very much. Within a week of eating clean, within a week of drinking more water, within a week of moving it and exercising, your body just comes to life. You get a glow and you feel brilliant. And your poor body is there just basically trying to survive and work optimally. And all we have to do is give it what it needs, give it the good nutrition, give it the sleep, give it the water, give it the movement, and measure the metrics. And then, you'll find that not only do you look aesthetically better, if that's what you want, but you will find that you make these amazing changes on the inside. And once you tackle your exterior and you tackle your interior of your body, of course, what happens, because your brain is part of your body, you then get this healthier brain. Once you get this beautiful and healthy brain, and I always say about beautiful brains, you see someone, you can see their face, but you can't see what the brain's like on the inside. No one asks you, how's your brain? And yet, you can actually work on making your brain healthy as well. Once you get these fundamentals in place, the body and the mind, then your business or whatever else it is that you want to achieve, you really can focus on, and you can start to get results in. So that's what YBNB does for you. That's the program that we have, and that's how we help people who join, no matter what stage they're at, how old they are. We can quickly give them the skills and the tools, and they can then start this journey with us. And at the end of one season, just 13 weeks, they absolutely transform, as you will have seen. So would love to see you on the inside of YBNB. If you want to get started, I think you can click on a link and you can download some ebooks, or you can just start. We still have a special January offer that you can get involved in. Come on one of the webinars. There's many ways that you can get to know a bit more about the program, and I would love to meet you. I get personally involved with everybody who joins it because I'm so passionate, as I think you can see, about this, having learned it myself at the age of 55. I'm now 58 and feel stronger than ever. The photograph and the medical have just proven that, I'm doing everything that I can to continue this aging backwards journey with a mission to help everybody around me who wants to do the same. And it has amazing ripple effects as well, because it helps your friends, helps your family. My children are, probably fitter than they've ever been as well. And it's all thanks really to having the right skills and knowledge and being able to implement it. So thanks for listening. Lovely to do this live with you. And we will have it again on Wednesday, where I'll have another guest and we'll be talking about mindset. But bye-bye for now and have a great Monday.